Hello everyone and welcome to Usitility. Today we are going to see how to play Forge of Empires on PC using the brand new BlueStacks 5 that is designed for blazing fast speed and high-octane action. We will be able to easily download and install Forge of Empires and enjoy the game on our Windows PC with keyboard, mouse and big screen thanks to BlueStacks 5, which is the Android emulator that we recommend to play Forge of Empires. So without further ado, let's get to it. Before anything else folks, the first thing to do is to open our favorite internet browser. We selected the one we use by default. Let's continue, going to this URL that I have highlighted in green. Now, you can discover on the screen of the PC. There is no need to type it, because there's a clickable link in the video description and the first pinned comment. We arrived on this page on our own website of Usitility, exactly where we have a nice in-depth explanation on the way to obtain Forge of Empires on laptop or computer. We browse down a bit and just click on the Download Game on PC button. After clicking on that link, we reach the website of BlueStacks, which the Android emulator that we will run to get access to that game Forge of Empires on our PC. It is now obvious that we access some advantages of running that emulator. Then, we are on the way to proceed to download the Forge of Empires by clicking on this button Play on BlueStacks that you can visualize here in green. We then click on it. Of course, the download action starts and ends immediately. Voila, this is the download. It's a file we have to execute. The following step is to launch the executable file. Okay, so we click on this file. Windows 10 users will be asked for permission to make changes to the system. We said yes. I reduce the web browser to see the installer better. The installation software is pretty simple. It includes two possibilities, install and setup path. I am going to clarify what setup path does indeed. We only simply click on it. Therefore we discover that we got here the path where your emulator will be put in. If we would like to modify this directory, we have to click on this browse option, and we opt for another directory and install the emulator exactly where we prefer. I prefer to keep it by default. Then, I click on back. Therefore I just click on install. Fantastic. The install commences and it will continue along with the download of all these megabytes that are shown on this computer screen. The time you save it on your hard drive, it might possibly be more or less megabytes. The data transfer speed can be at a higher speed or slower, based on your type of access to the web and according to the speed of the emulator web servers. Right now they are going very fast. The download is finished, and now it proceeds with the installation phase. With BlueStacks 5 you can even reduce RAM usage with a single click. Especially useful if you ever face performance-related problems. In addition, you can activate Eco Mode to enjoy 87% reduced CPU usage, 97% reduced GPU usage and easier multitasking. As you can see, BlueStacks 5 is built to provide stability and performance during long gaming sessions. The installation has already finished for me. At this time, the emulator has actually been launched instantly. As you can see now, down here, there is a progress bar which will fill up, so when it has reached the finish, the emulator can be started for the first time. Indeed, the emulator has already been launched, here for the very first time. Before we keep going, as you can see, it made two app icons there on the PC desktop. The BlueStacks and BlueStacks multi-instance. Note that the BlueStacks icon is definitely the one we're interested in. When we want to operate Forge of Empires on the PC, we double mouse click on this specific icon and consequently use the emulator. The BlueStacks multi-instance icon allows you to launch multiple emulator instances. And with BlueStacks 5's new improved multi-instance manager in Eco Mode, players can run more game instances faster and with less lag. Let me do the next step, which is actually a must-have, and that's to enter the Google Play Store. And we are going to click on Play Store. As you can view, the Google Play is presented. In this case we have to sign in. Presently when we are right here, we are required to accomplish this following step that is definitely imperative. So we simply click on Sign In. At present it announces Checking Info. It can from time to time get blocked in Checking Info, and this doesn't progress. In this case, you can try to connect to your account after a number of hours. It's going to most likely be repaired. At present we shall type our email and password. The email really needs to be a Gmail email and its related password. For instance, you could use the same exact email you're using at this time in your YouTube account. Therefore I will enter my information and I'll come back after I have completed it. That's all, data inserted. And here is Google welcoming us and providing us the tools. We can consent to them simply by clicking on I agree. Then, it allows us to back up to the Google Cloud. You could let it checked and it'll build a backup of your data on this device to Google Drive. I will not check it. You can make use of this feature if you desire. We just click on accept. Google Play, formerly Android Market, is launched by default and immediately. To set up the app game, we have to browse the Android emulator desktop by double-clicking on that icon indicated green-colored. Currently that we are on the desktop of the Android emulator, we observe that we now have right here the Install Application option. We click on this button. At this point we access to the game. Why don't we press there on the Install option that I am just showing now in green color? This will initiate the installation. At present it would download on your laptop or computer and set up the video game. It usually takes a little while, or perhaps it may possibly be very fast. This all depends on our own web connection. This has just finished installing. Back to the emulator desktop by simply clicking the following button that I am showing in green, to be able to run Forge of Empires for the first time. You are currently on the emulator desktop, and we're about to just click on the fresh Forge of Empires software icon that's been created. Your game is launched for the first time. Currently there we have it. I could press anywhere on the screen and also make use of the keyboard. I have to talk about the sound level of the emulator. It is right here. We use the icon of higher volume and also the icon of lower volume. This way we are not going to count on the Microsoft Windows volume to increase or decrease the audio of your emulator. As well as to appreciate the experience to the fullest, we could switch on the big screen, for which we have two choices. That is simply the very first one. We mouse click on this software icon that I am identifying in green color. Then the display screen is maximized, experiencing one border at the top, one at the right and one at the bottom. In case that we aspire to enjoy the video game using all the screen, we click that app icon. And we'd without a doubt be enjoying the video game in 100% screen function. To stop the complete screen mode, push the F11 key. And thus we would definitely currently be in normal display mode. From now, I am ready to demonstrate you the keyboard mapping, which is really extremely appealing. That strategy we definitely will be ready to use the video game more easily. The first task is to press this keyboard icon. It's now time to make the appropriate adjustments. I am about to put the standard settings, but if you require to modify it, you can also do this without having problem. As you can notice, the emulator is absolutely in our language. From time to time it occurs that the emulator is launched in the improper language, for instance, in Mandarin. And so to set it up in the right language we browse here to the cogwheel. And thus right here throughout other configurations, we just click on the language drop down. We may opt for the language we prefer, Italian, Mandarin, and so on. Once the language is selected, we would save, the emulator would reboot, and the video game, next time we launch it, will as well be in the chosen language. So now, there is another aspect that we need to take into account, and it is that we will get a message from Google Mail reporting that a new machine has been connected to this Google account. It should check with us if we're the ones who have connected that electronic device. Yes, we must not get worried, since the emulator is emulating an Google Android device. And in order to identify which device is being emulated, we return here, to the cogwheel, and we simply click on it. So we go here to the Model option. And there we realize that the emulator is acting as a Samsung mobile phone. And so we're going to receive an email saying that a new Samsung device has been connected to our Google account. This is it folks, so much for this video tutorial. I believe you liked it, specifically that everyone thought it was useful. If that's so, offer it a good like, subscribe, and I will be happy to answer all your comments, concerns or ideas. Leave them in the comment field down below. You may also comment things on my Twitch channel. I do live streams on occasion. You have it down below in the video description and in the initial pinned comment. Simply click on any of the video tutorials that happens to be showing up on the computer screen, and let's have fun again in the upcoming training videos. Bye.